You're sitting in a quiet room. Someone sends you a message. You read it, and you don't reply right away. Not because you don't care, but because something inside you says, "I'll deal with it later." And then you start thinking, why am I like this? Why do I not react like everyone else? Why does urgency feel unnecessary to me? Come on, dude. That feeling is more common than you think. And if you were born between 1965 and 1980, you might not just be busy or reserved. You might be wired differently. Not broken, not distant, just shaped by a very different world. Imagine you grow up in a world where nobody is waiting for your response. No notifications. No instant validation. No digital safety net. If you disappeared for hours, nobody panicked. They just assumed you were fine. So what does a mind learn in that environment? It learns self-containment. Now fast forward to adulthood. Someone texts you, "Why didn't you reply?" And inside your head you think, "Because I was living my life." But you don't say it out loud. Instead, you feel a strange tension, because part of you understands modern urgency, but another part of you still lives in an older rhythm. And this is where the internal conflict begins. You're not ignoring people. You're just not reacting on demand. Like, seriously, that difference matters more than people realize. I've often wondered why Gen X developed this psychological pattern, and the answer sits deep inside how the brain adapts to reality. This is where neuroplasticity comes in. Neuroplasticity means the brain reshapes itself based on repeated experiences, like a river carving its own path through rock over time. For Gen X, those experiences were built around independence, less supervision, more real-world problem-solving, more silence between emotional events. And that silence matters, because the brain doesn't just learn actions, it learns emotional timing. Now let's go deeper. The HPA axis, the body's stress response system, acts like an internal alarm. For Gen X, it didn't get triggered by every small inconvenience. It learned to stay muted unless something was truly urgent, like an engine that only revs when needed, not constantly screaming. But there's another layer: cognitive dissonance. This is the discomfort we feel when two beliefs clash. For example, I value independence, but also, I should be emotionally available all the time. That conflict creates subtle mental friction, not painful enough to break you, but strong enough to shape your behavior. And over time, something interesting happens. You stop choosing extremes. You become the middle ground. Not overly expressive, not emotionally absent, just controlled. And evolution actually supports this. In unstable environments, emotional restraint was a survival advantage. If you reacted too fast, you made mistakes. If you stayed calm, you survived longer. So Gen X didn't just learn independence. They inherited a psychological strategy. Observe first, react later. Let's be honest about both sides. This mindset creates incredibly strong individuals. They don't collapse under pressure easily. They don't panic over small chaos. They solve problems quietly, without needing applause. But there's a shadow side too, because emotional control, when overused, becomes emotional distance. Not because they don't feel deeply, but because they learned to process feelings internally instead of externally. And here's where modern life gets complicated. Today's world rewards expression. Say it, post it, share it, react instantly. But Gen X often pauses, processes, and then decides if it's even worth expressing. That delay gets misunderstood. People think it's coldness, but it's actually regulation. This is where the vagus nerve plays a role. It's the body's calming system, like a built-in brake that slows emotional overload. So while others might express emotion outwardly, Gen X often processes it internally first. Not less emotional, just slower emotional release. And sometimes, that difference creates distance. But what if we've been misunderstanding this all along? What if Gen X isn't emotionally disconnected, but emotionally self-contained? Just imagine this. A generation that learned early. No one is coming to fix it for you. So they became the ones who fix it themselves. That doesn't create emotional weakness. It creates emotional compression. Feelings don't disappear. They get stored, processed, and released differently. And maybe that's why they seem quieter. Not because there's less inside, but because everything inside has structure. Like a deep ocean, calm on the surface, powerful underneath. And honestly, that's not a flaw. That's adaptation. Now let's make this useful in real life, not just theory. Next time you don't reply instantly, pause and ask, am I avoiding or am I processing? This simple awareness reduces cognitive dissonance and prevents self-judgment. You don't need big emotional talks, just small signals. That bothered me a bit. I actually like that. I need a moment. These tiny expressions gradually rewire neuroplasticity toward emotional openness. Use slow breathing to activate the vagus nerve. Inhale slowly. Hold. Exhale longer than inhale. Do it for 60 seconds. It tells your body, you don't need to stay in control mode right now. Here's your challenge for the next 24 hours. Don't change who you are. Just observe yourself. Every time you delay a response or choose silence, ask one simple question. Am I choosing peace or avoiding expression? No judgment, no pressure, just awareness. Because sometimes understanding yourself starts with noticing what you already do naturally. And maybe, just maybe, Gen X was never emotionally distant. They were just the first generation to learn how to carry emotions internally, without letting the world see every layer. And that is a kind of strength most people still don't understand.